Hi, this is Richa Sharma. I have 16 years of industry experience. I have been to IT industry from last 16 years. I work for multiple MNC and I have seen how technology keeps changing. Every day you are working on something new. So I'll be talking about today this topic, how to stay abreast with the changing career trends in tech and the challenges we face and how we can bring up ourselves technically upgraded with the rapidly changing corporate world. So we need to focus on few areas. So we'll be discussing about how we can embrace this technology advancement and how we can keep pace with the changing world. So now the topic I'm starting it now, and I'm glad that I'm joining this session first time with Jobs for Her for this opportunity, and I'm very excited to share my thoughts, my views on this topic. So we as a woman, we as a woman we need to learn how we can upgrade ourselves technically in rapidly changing corporate world. We need to focus on our current skills. We need to be proficient on what we are doing currently, and simultaneously we need to upgrade ourselves to the latest changing trend. Now question is how we can do that, because we as a woman we have many responsibilities. We have to perform our current job role. We need to maintain work life balance, and we also need to upgrade ourselves so that we doesn't lag behind what our colleagues are doing, what other people are doing in the same career. So foremost, it is very important to determine your career goal. It is very important that we identify what is our goal. We also need to identify what is the market trend, because we need to align our goal as per the market trends, because we cannot cope up with the changing environment, the changing technology, unless until we align our goal with the changing market trends. So we need to create a high level plan for this upskilling process. So upskilling is a process where which cannot be done overnight. We need to plan it. So we need to plan our upskilling process, which means that we need to take small baby steps. We need to achieve small milestones to reach our goal. And while we are reaching towards our goal, while we are achieving these milestones, we need to verify, are we closer to the goal we want to achieve? So we need to identify various ways how we can embrace technology as part of our day-to-day routine. We need to join, we need to identify various groups from where we can be. So we need to identify the various tech groups. We need to identify the various social networking websites, the technology group. We need to identify the right people we should be connected to get knowledge from them. We need to spend at least an hour every day out of our day-to-day life activities on upskilling ourselves. It is very important, and it is very important to identify the market trends and to keep yourself upgraded and to know about what's going on and what's changing. Otherwise we'll be left behind in our careers. And for that, there is another thing very important, that mentoring also plays very important role here. So we can identify our mentor to be upgraded. So mentor can be your friend, mentor can be your spouse, mentor can be your colleague. And with along with the mentor we can stay updated with the new technology trend. We can get to know about what's changing, and once we know about it, we can check. Social media is very active. We can check the various blogs, we can join various technical group, we can attend various tech events to stay ourselves upgraded. There are the many ways from where we can learn and keep ourselves upgraded. But most important point is that we need to identify what we have to focus on. So for example, in IT, every day, things are changing. Like what we are doing now. So Shilpa's question is how we can how to stay date with the technology in general with our field of interest. So we need to identify what is our field of interest, and then we have to join right groups. So there are the many groups available. There are the tech events going on, and there the for example, I'm working on a tool like Magento. So Magento, many events are going on, and I can join the various technical groups. I can be very active on the social media. So by keep yourself active and updated, and making your social presence, you can be updated about what is going on in your particular field. So, Kanksha, your question is, I am hybrid app developer and want to know how we face the new technology as every day something comes up. So every day, I mean, we cannot, technology advancement is not something that we can do it overnight. We have to plan it. So we have to keep ourselves upgraded. At least, you spend some time, an hour a day in doing what you are doing and upskilling. For example, I'm an Android developer, like you are hybrid app developer. So what is happening? What are the latest trends? So do you need to switch to a different platform together, and how you can upgrade yourself. So you have to be updated every day. You need to spend some time. You have to go through various blogs, and that's the only way you can keep yourself upgraded. So you have to join the right group, the news, there are the news blogs available, latest trends available. So you have to be upgraded, and you have to plan your learning in your everyday day to day life. So you have to spend some time upskilling yourself. So Medha asks, I would need your guidance on how to get job after 15 years of experience as QA and testing, but no hands-on experience. Okay. Yeah, Medha. To answer your questions, I would like to say, of 15 years of experience, albeit 4 years of experience, but technology keeps changing every day. So if we have to keep ourselves on right track, we need to be updated about what's happening, what type of requirements are there, and we need to upgrade ourselves. So even if you don't have experience on Selenium, big data, or these things, but you can upgrade yourself. You can start from scratch. You need to understand what is big data. For example, you can also choose ETL testing. So if you choose ETL testing, you need to understand what ETL is. You need to study about ETL. You need to study about the data. So once you have identified where and what type of testing I'll be doing, because testing is little challenging, because testing in field of testing, it becomes monotonous after some time, and you yourself start feeling boring, because manual testing is something when you start doing every day, so you'll not identify any challenge in your day to day work life. So, for that, if you start learning the new technology, you can learn new tools, and you can upgrade yourself on new tools. Even you can focus on specific domain. Domain is very important for testing. So, Meena, answer to your question is yes, you can focus on domain. Like many things are going on in fintech, because if you keep upgrading yourself on technology, you may not be that efficient, that some other person is doing from last 10 years. Yeah, Ashwani, which career option best to do innovative projects in IT field? Okay. So, what career option is best is very subjective. It is very subjective. I mean, it depends what area of interest you have. For example, I come from a ETL background. I love BI. I am basically a database person. So I love everything which is around database. I love to talk about database. I love to understand big critical database, the actual problem, the scenarios which are around the data, and then providing the solution exploiting the data, so information and all. So it is very subjective, but the what are the latest trends currently in the market? Like IoT is there. I lot many things are going on IoT. RPA is there, so you can choose that you upskill yourself on RPA. Artificial intelligence is there, and if you focus on domain, healthcare is one domain which never fades away. Fintech is there. Lot many things are going on fintech. So if you focus on domain, that will be the better idea rather to focus on the technology side. And you can do innovative project, like you can make it interdisciplinary, like something AI in fintech you can try out. Yeah, so now I'm taking Mira's question, and she's asking the recent advancement in AI, IoT, and different industry. So, what are the important building blocks for these technology? Python, R, something else? Okay. So recent advancements, yeah, it is happening in AI, IoT, and these are the technology you can easily identify. Many blogs available, lot of material is available to refer on, and AI, if you ask me practically, is not a rocket science. We need not to be very, very, very proficient or very, very detailed programmer, because if you see, like the way we designed the chatbot, so most of the time the tools are available and we are using tools. And Python is a programming language. For to upskill ourselves on Python, basically we should know Java. So if you are aware about Java or any other programming language, you can easily pick up Python. But R is something different. R has to do mostly related to the data analytics. So first you need to understand data analytics, then R is a tool you can use that. So there are many new trends in these area. You can pick up any of the tool and any of the technology, but most importantly, first you understand the concept. What is the concept of data analytics? What is the concept of artificial intelligence? And then you can pick up any tool. Tool is a tool. It won't be difficult. So Poonam is from HR background, and what technologies are useful in HR. So HR, HR is something where technology we are using, like artificial intelligence. Nowadays we are using to identify the right resumes, but then it is also challenge for HR team to keep themselves occupied and busy, because many redundant tasks are now taken care by the artificial intelligence. So HR, if you ask me, there are the tools available, market ERP is available, because all big MNC, they use the ERP. So if you know the PeopleSoft, if you know the SAP HR, so it will be better for you. So you can pick up any of the big ERP, and you can go through the HR module, how it works. You can go through the videos available, and once you upscale yourself in these tools, it makes you more fit for the big MNC, and it will solve your problem. But as such, in HR you need not to learn many tools. If you are aware about any of the ERP, it is fine. I mean, in HR I don't have much knowledge about it, and that's all I can tell you about how you can upskill in HR. If you can focus on the ERP, and Soho is also there, so you can try to learn Soho. So, Akshita, if I skill in a new technology which is different from the previous experience, how do I convince the recruiter? So, answer to your question, Akshita, if you reskill, because reskilling is very important, because technology keep changing, and what you are doing now you will not be doing after some time. And for example, as you mentioned that you have uh, some testing background, 5 years experience, then there is a break of 8 years. So it is like, starting, you are starting from scratch. But that doesn't mean that your 5 years previous experience will not be useful for you, because the experience you obtained, you develop some analytic skills which anyway you are going to utilize. But when you are starting again, you need to plan it thoroughly. You need to plan what you want to achieve. You need to plan your goal. And when you plan your goal, you need to work accordingly what you have planned. So for example, if you pick up a technology, like I want to go into, not into testing, but I want to go into development, I want to do something in artificial intelligence, or I want to do something in ETL. So if you pick up something, you start learning from scratch, and then use your analytic skills which you bring with your 5 years experience. So when you start learning new things and then correlate the things and tools, you should not focus on what tool I am working on, because tools get obsolete, but your knowledge doesn't get obsolete. So focus on the knowledge you get. For example, if you want to pick something in BI, try to understand what BI is, rather than focus on Tableau or ClickView, what tool you are using. So in testing, there are many things you can do. If you upgrade yourself to specific domain, yes, you can upgrade yourself, and you can convince your recruiter, your next employer, that you are now upgraded with this new knowledge. And if you pick up some tool is useful, but don't get stuck up in learning new tools. Understand what is the base of it, understand what is the domain, understand the knowledge in depth. So I suggest, Akshita, if you focus on domain is something which can be helpful, because you have this career break, it can help you to overcome that career break, because domain knowledge is something that can help you to get into some good position in some big MNC. So I think we don't have any new questions. So now I can discuss on the few emerging trends happening in market. Like we have many projects related to digitalization, and digitalization means the automation of, what we are doing currently. The e-commerce platform is something which is happening every day. Everyone is going online. Every retail is going online. Virtual reality is there, artificial intelligence is there, business intelligence is there, and RPA is there. So these are the few areas where we can focus on. And except these core areas, I also want to highlight on the interdisciplinary approach. So there are a lot many things happening in interdisciplinary approach. When we have a career break and then we come back, and then we have to prepare ourselves, if we focus on the knowledge part rather than tool, then it is going to help us in long run. For example, there are the new areas like computational linguistics is there, AI in data analytics is there. So AI, when it is merged with fintech, then it becomes altogether a different discipline. So you can correlate these things, and don't focus on the tool is something that won't take much time. Hardly, if you spend 2 months, then you will be able to do work on a specific tool. But you need to focus on the areas, the domain, the technology. So if you explore these areas, which are the areas which are the combined areas like computational linguistics, like AI in data analytics, then you can you can perform better, you can learn better, you can create a knowledge base where you can compete all others at the time of interview, which is very useful for the company, because company right now they are working on a very different type of project. It's not like some Java project they are working on, or .NET they are working on. So industry is now focused on it is going through a complete shift, and we have to adjust ourselves to that shift. We have to upgrade ourselves so that we get aligned with the shift industry is going on. So you need to identify the right companies. We need to identify the right companies. So I have to take another question. Vasudha Venkataraman. Okay, so even if we want to upskill, take break after competing, there are the issues like career break, no experience letter. Yes, I mean these things are there, but recently I did a research and I identified there are many companies, and these companies they conduct uh, they conduct interviews time to time, they do job fairs, and they really want to hire right skill the women on career break. I mean, we are also into discussion with few companies, and they want to upskill, they want to retrain the resources they hire like that. So it's not like that if there is a career break you cannot start again. But when you appear for interview, but you have to do it in a planned way. So for example, I'm on a break for 4 years, and then I'm thinking that I join some company, and altogether a different field I want to join. Then I need to plan it for 4 5 months. I need to restart again. I need to understand what is the trend of that. I need to identify a goal for myself, and then I'll start learning on that goal. I need to day learning as per my goal. So we need to work on that. Any other question we have from audience? So let's have a look on life hacks can help us in getting aligned with the shifting pulse of technology. Yeah, Divya, you even if you're not technical, you can still learn technology. There is no issue in that, because if you see what shift industry is going on is more focused on the knowledge base rather than the tool. So if you are technical, if you're not technical, you can learn agile. There are the tools available in market, and agile is a methodology. So there are also some tools available in market, so you can learn those tools, and it's not a very difficult task to do. You can pick up the tool, you just need to understand the what agile methodology is. So there is a shift in industry that earlier we used to do life cycle where we used to plan the things. Now everything is agile. So that means you are working on 100 200 modules together, and one you are working on the requirement, and one you are working on the development phase, and one module you are working on final testing phase. So parallelly you are working on multiple modules which requires daily scrum call, daily meetings, and daily updates, which is possible through a tool. So there are the tools available in market, like there is a tool called Rally is available. There are many tools available. You can explore those tools, you can start learning those tools, and you can parallelly start learning what is agile methodology is. So yes, Divya, you can you can be a technically good functional expert, and you can learn agile methodology. Answer to your question. So any other question, or should I start talking about where I left? So what I was explaining, if if we make learning as a process in our day to day life, then it's not a difficult milestone to achieve. We have to let's have a look on few life hacks which can help us in getting aligned with the shifting pulse of technology. So by life hack I mean that we should adopt a few things to be successful in tech industry. We should be very good at our job what we are doing. So what we are doing, we should be very focused on the quality of our current deliverable, because that gives us a mental satisfaction. And once we are doing our job correctly, then we can focus on upskilling ourselves. So constantly, if we read tech news, if we embrace new project, if we focus on industry events, if we join right social networking, if we go through the news feeds, then we'll be able to understand what significant change market is going on, and we'll be able to keep ourselves updated. And it is very important to keep yourself upgraded. So I don't see any questions as of now, So anyone, Poonam, Akshita, Vasudha, Divya, Meera, all from audience, any questions you have? Because I'm almost done from my side. So what we have discussed today, that we need to plan, we need to fix a goal for ourselves where we want to see ourselves. For example, if I have a career break of 4 years and I want to make a shift what I was doing earlier, and now I want to do something different, like I was a Java developer, but now I want to be a ETL developer. So you can definitely make that shift, but you need to plan it well. You need to plan it beforehand. Before going for interview, you should be well prepared. You should start learning the technology. You should be able to connect what you are learning with your previous experience. Previous experience anyway is going to help you, not as for your technical knowledge, but for your analytic skills. So you plan it well, you learn the right tool for which demand is there in market, and once you upskill yourself, then start going for the interviews. You can identify the company love to hire women returnees. They are the companies, they have defined programs in within their organization to identify such women and hire them. So you can Google it out, you can be connected with Jobs for Her. They can provide you the platform where you can get the opportunity to be interviewed with these company. Yeah, I got a question from Divya. So yeah, technology is introduced day to day basis. Yes. So we have to be up. No, it's not like practically it is not day to day basis. But if you say, what I'm doing now, I'll not be doing it after 2 years. So at least it take years to make a shift from technology. Like if you see that Angular JS is there, so it is 6 or 7. What version we are working on? So basically, version keeps changing, or if you say tools keep changing, but the basic idea behind whatever we are working on, if we are working in a programming language, definitely we have to be very good in the programming skills. And once you are good in programming skill, then what programming language you are using doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you just need to understand the syntax of it. So technology is changing day to day basis, we can say that, but practically it is not day to day basis. Practically it takes time, but day to day basis we can come across new things, and if we get a knowledge of these new things, the only way to do, so if you want to do a certification, so you should plan it. You should you should plan. If you want to do the certification, you should plan it, right? So you should not plan your certification, like after a very long duration. Like I should not plan it doing in next 6 months or a year. I should plan it for a short duration, like a quarter I can spend in learning the new technology, and then I plan for certification. I can spend 2 months. So if you plan for the short duration, you will be able to upgrade yourself, and you will be able to achieve that milestone on time, because doing certification when technology is already obsoleted is not going to help you. So yeah, so Gayatri, uh, to answer your question, that you worked earlier for 3 years and now you are interested to switch your career to IT. So you are not the only one. I have seen, many people are doing the same thing. Many people are making a shift to IT from other industry, and vice versa. IT people are also moving out and they are trying new things. So there are many trends in market. So if you have to start from scratch, you have to plan it. So like you have done a Java course, so you can do the Java, you can do Python is also something. Once you know the Java, you can start learning the Python. And if you identify what is going on in market, like if you don't go into the core technology, I advise you, if you can focus on UI part of it, because if you go to the backend part of it, you may not be able to compete with your competitors. it really requires, very hard work to compete others for the back end part of it. So if you focus on UI part of it, for example, you can, if you know Java, it won't be difficult for you to pick up Node.js and AngularJS, and these are the things which are happening in market. You will hardly find any job opening for Java. So if you make this shift along with, start learning this AngularJS, Node.js, it will be helpful for you. So I think I'm able to answer to Gayatri's question, what she was asking. So any other questions from audience? So I don't see any query now, and I am also done with my topic. So I think we can close now, or I'll just wait for a minute if anyone, Gayatri, Divya, Vasudha, Akshita, Meera, Ashwini, Medha. If I'm not able to answer any of your query, and if you have something new, we have 2 minutes. We can take your questions, your query right now. Yeah, so I think we are good. There are no more queries I can see right now, and we have to end this session. So thank you everyone for your time and be patient. So they are because I'm doing it this kind of. Okay, now we have query, and that's an interesting query because it is related to data science. So given my Gayatri, yes. Given my tech background, 6 years is data science is good option for me. Gayatri, if I answer your question like, yes or no, it's not going to help you out. You need to understand what data science is. So first, I suggest you do some study, analyze it, get into depth of it, what data science is and what tools are available, and also identify their environment, how these tools look like. And if you feel a comfort zone with the data science and with the tools available, then you can choose it as your career path. I mean, there are the options available in market, but will it be my cup of tea? That you need to identify, what is your area of interest. So, am I able to answer your question now, Gayatri? So, you need to identify yourself if it is good for you. So, but I can tell you, yes, there are the many requirements in market where data science, data scientists are required, and there are the many tools and there are many openings available in the market. So, it is a good path to choose, but if you are aligned with that, if your area of interest is aligned with that, so you need to identify. If you feel interested in data science, you can pick up IoT too. IoT, many things are happening in the industry. You can pick up some cross disciplinary technology where, like, I told you, just computational linguistics, where it requires more study rather than the tool specific. So I think I'm able to answer your question. So yes, I believe that we are done with the queries, and thanks everyone for being patient, because I'm not very comfortable with this type of environment, and it is, little difficult when you don't have audience in front of you. But thank you so much. Thank you everyone. Thanks Divya, Gayatri, Vasudha, Akshita, all of you for asking these query, and. Thanks Jobs for her providing me this opportunity. So I think that we can close it now because we don't have any queries as of now, and I'm so done with the topic. And it was a nice session because we had so many queries, and I believe that I am able to answer all of these queries. Thank you so much.